All right. Gonna go over a little bit of planar action today. The Letshuoer S08. Now, I heard these for the first time at SoCal Can Jam 2025. The Letshuoer table was awesome. The guys let me hang out for a while. I bought some stuff, talked some shit. Shouts out to those folks. However, this is my second set, and unfortunately, the set that I did purchase at SoCal Can Jam started developing kind of a nasty channel imbalance. Basically, day or two after I got the set, started listening to it at home. So that was unfortunate, but I reached out on Discord, was able to get a hold of the people I needed to get a hold of for sending my old one in and getting a replacement. And that was weeks ago now. I've since listened to these quite a bit, traveled with them. This set has held up well until today. So unfortunately, I think my right channel is getting a kind of an intermittent channel imbalance issue. It's just not putting out enough gain compared to the left channel. I don't know what's going on with it, but I don't know. I haven't seen other people complain about the S08's quality control, so maybe I just got a bad couple of units, or I'm cursed and don't get to enjoy this guy for long every time I have one. But yeah, unfortunately, probably just gonna retire listening to the S08. Yeah, the channel imbalance is pretty noticeable. But anyway, prior to that, I'm actually a pretty big fan of this thing. For the money, I think sub $100. This is probably the most kind of hi-fi, like detailed and wowy kind of set. Just because it's doing planar things, and the first time I heard a planar magnetic over-ear headphone, I was like, wow, this is truly different. And these do this for kind of cheap. There's cheaper planars out there. I think the RT T10, and I think this is cheaper than the T10 Pro, but I guess it depends on when and where you get them. In any case, what you get when you do buy the S08, hopefully, you don't have to buy multiple sets or get replacement sets like I did, but obviously you get these guys, the earpieces, which I think look great. They're small, they're comfortable. You don't get these tips. These are Final Type E glow-in-the-dark tips. You might hear a dog clicking around in the background, but anyways, you get a rather nice cable. Terminates currently in 3.5, although it is branded, by the way. It is a modular cable, so you can unscrew the collar on it, pop out the termination. They give you a 4.4, kind of the basic line up the notch, pop it in, collar back on. I believe Moondrop's RA2 cable does the same kind of thing, and now it's a 4.4. In any case, I used this mostly on a different cable or with the 4.4, but today I was rocking the 3.5 because I was using the Apple dongle DAC and walking around doing chores and whatnot. So it's nice to have a modular cable. I think for this price, it's definitely what you'd want to see. Looking at you, Z-Got, where recently got the Lush in, and for double the price of this guy, you do not get a modular cable, or for that matter, a cable that looks or feels as good as this, which I guess I'll talk about when I make a video about Lush eventually. But get a puck style case, get tips, the clear of which are the balanced tips, the darker are the vocal tips. It comes with a set of vocal tips on it. It is a branded carrying case puck. It's hard plastic, it's soft touch plastic, so feels pretty premium, especially for the price. Let's see, I have the box over here. Anything else? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Presentation is nice. Like, overall, it feels like you're spending $100 on a thing, and that goes a long way, especially when we're talking about a hobby where the products can exceed, several thousands of dollars or whatever. But anyway, packaging wise, pretty awesome. You get a good selection of tips, good cable, modular. They're comfortable to wear. How do they sound? Well, excuse me just 1 second. Let's go over to my screen. I have graphed them. They're up on my Squig link. Both samples. So this is sample 2, meaning my replacement unit, with the balanced tips, which are the lighter color, sort of translucent. The black, darker tips are the vocal tips, and you can kind of see how these two vary in frequency response here. Do you hear it? I mean, kind of. I preferred the balanced tips, but I couldn't exactly tell you that I could hear this slight bump in the vocal upper mid region, or this kind of more drastic roll off in this area of the treble. But try it out for yourself. It's all gonna come down to personal anatomy as well. So that is, as far as stock tips go, what you're looking at if frequency response is your concern. On my original unit, as you can see, my channel imbalance was pretty bad. On my second unit, a little better, a little tighter, but with planar drivers, it's just difficult in general to get a really, really balanced set, channel-wise. But yeah, unfortunately, my right channel just seems to be dying, so it is what it is. Thankfully, these aren't a kilobuck set or whatever. For $90, I'll just kind of eat it, I think. I have other sets around that I would rather focus on, and I don't need to keep this one around, or I have no desire to seek out another replacement just to flip it. So it is what it is. Anyway, back to the sound. In terms of like a target, you're not going to be looking at JM1 neutral style tuning on this thing. This is it's kind of doing its own thing. It's not really Harman-esque. It's not doing the things that, say, Mr. Super Review would be into in terms of his target. Definitely not precogs. Critical, I don't remember which target this is, actually. It looks like IAF 2020 or something. Anyway, HBB's target is probably the closest. So this is a target that Mr. Hawaii Bad Boy, Bad Guy, Good Audio Reviews enjoys. And a lot of this S08's frequency response kind of nails it. There's a little bit more sub-bass elevation there, and you can get You can hear it, although to me the sub bass is better felt, but it's not really sort of deep rumbly sub bass. It's you're definitely getting the information that's there. But in terms of overall vibe, it's not really a bassy set. To me, this thing really shines at detailed instrumentation. So the separation between instruments is really nice. Percussion, cymbal hits, that kind of stuff is pretty satisfying to listen to. It's a very kind of technical leaning set. There is this kind of hump here where a lot of the vocal action is going to be, vocal harmonics, things like that. If you're big into female vocals, K-pop, J-pop, what have you, Western pop even, you're going to notice a little bit of wispiness and hissiness, particularly if the music is mixed such that it's not really de-essed or mixed in a way that kind of avoids sibilance. So this can be a little sharp. It really brings out S's and T's and it gives vocals overall a kind of wispy tone. So I wouldn't call it a vocal centric set. I wouldn't buy this if you're super into vocals. I would definitely keep S08 around if you like instrumental tracks, or instrumental heavy tracks rather than vocal heavy, like math rock or doom, stuff like that. Really fast, kind of more metal punk stuff can be a little bit swishy sounding when it comes to hi-hats, cymbals, things like that, where there's percussion being hit fast and a lot of high frequency stuff going on all at once. This thing is just going to bring out all of the kind of transient wispiness and upper instrumental harmonic stuff that's probably going to be fatiguing or just outright sharp. So it's not an all-rounder set in my opinion. The first time I heard it, I thought it might be. I was enjoying it, but I spent a lot of time with Planar headphones, over-ear headphones, and I enjoyed how much it reminded me of, say, sitting down and listening to something like my Dan Clark audios here, or the other Planar set that I did have, the Eon Closed X from Drop. It does the whole Planar sharpness thing for not much money, which I think still serves a purpose. If you want smooth, I could say probably the Kiwi Ears Ether would be a better choice as an all-rounder. Excuse me. I did hear that at Can Jam as well, and that was nice. But this kind of did something special in that it reminded me of my over-ear Planar headphones from Dan Clark Audio, and that's why I purchased it over seeking out the Ether. And yeah, overall I enjoy these, but they're a little bit tiresome after a while for most of my library. Even rolling a bunch of tips like I usually do can only help so much, right? Like final typies, the kind of tip that I have on my set, can kind of bring down some of this 4 to 6K and may attempt to smooth out a lot of this vocal lower treble upper mids kind of hump here. But yeah, this is definitely more of a specialist set, so bear that in mind. Overall, I obviously have rated it 4 here, although I did rate it a 4 a while back. I think I still stand by that. It's special in a way that hold on, wrong thing. There we go. It's special in a way that is tangible. You can hear that it's doing things differently and presenting music in a way that is, I think, engaging and exciting, and especially if you're into locking in on instrumentation, it's kind of a special set in that way. But am I reaching for this every day? No, I wasn't reaching for it every day really after Can Jam either, because I picked up the Kotori Audio Vampire as well, and that was more of an everyday kind of laid back set. This is more intense and more specialized. So that's about, in totality, my thoughts on the S08. Let me switch over to camera real quick. Kind of sign off here. The accessories package is fantastic. I think they're well worth the price for what they can do. I just hope that yours don't break like both mine have. Love the modular cable. I don't necessarily love that it's kind of it's a flat 2-pin with the angled connector. That didn't present any challenges with comfort for me, but not a fan of the aesthetics, not a fan of the feel when done incorrectly or a little too aggressively. But overall, this is a nice set, man. I wish mine didn't break. Try them out first. Real treble heads will probably enjoy this the most. If you're kind of a laid back type listener, try them, but I would almost say don't bother. So that's the S08. I got a couple other sets in recently, so keep an eye out on the channel. Like, subscribe if you give a shit, or don't, whatever. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Reach out on Instagram, whatever. I'll put my link to the Squig site in the description. And yeah, catch you in the next review.